We will certainly find out.
Well, it's an afternoon brimming with passion, brimming with anticipation. Which way will this go? No one knows. There aren't too many games like this during the Six Nations, but this one is up for grabs. Welsh enthusiasm against Irish defiance.
Yeah, and Sean Fitzpatrick said in studio, you know, it's Ireland have got to win it to get the show back on the road. But Wales have got to win as well, because, you know, they played well last week. They've just got to keep it going now.
Ireland in the green, kick-off through Ronan O'Gara. And immediately the fullback, Gareth Thomas, the Celtic warrior, tries to make the early surge. And Stephen Jones with the early clearance to touch, and a very early opportunity for us to have a look at what will be one of the key areas, the line-out today, Jonathan.
Yes, but I think Ireland, especially O'Connell, is a great player. You know, he's come on in.
Centre. Now the drive comes on. Terrific drive by the Irish pack. And immediately taking the Welsh on, and Byrne breaks away, and what a start for Ireland! Within a minute, Shane Byrne peels away and scores for the Irish.
Well, that was so easy, you know. There's the drive, got all the pack there, but the ball is at the back. You watch, there he is. They don't know where the ball is. He just comes on the open side. Stephen Jones isn't aware what's happening. He's confused by the drive by the majority of the Irish pack. But you just watch him on the right-hand side, just breaks away. There was no communication whatsoever in the Welsh pack there, other than on the defensive line. And that was a stroll over for Byrne. What a start for Ireland.
One or two wondering whether Frankie Sheahan ought to come into the side at the expense of Shane Byrne. Can O'Gara add the extras? And he can. He had the wind in his favour on that occasion, and it is just about the perfect start for Ireland. Straight from the kick-off, off the top of the line-out, they have the first try.
Yeah, there's a drive, a good catch. And look at the drive, you know, they've been bluffed a little bit by the forward drive from the majority of the Irish pack. And Shane Byrne's just picked it up from the back. He wouldn't really have broken from there, you know, if the defence was tight, but there was no one to be seen, and he just strolled over from about 10 metres.
58 seconds. That's how long it took, and that ball went forward off O'Connell. Juge plays a short advantage and then gives the scrum to Wales.
I think Wales put themselves under pressure right from the kick-off. Cooper caught the ball and really gave it to Gareth Thomas, who isn't one of the best kickers. They should have cleared it, so I think the wind is in Ireland's favour at the moment.
Just a £3 advantage. Now let's see at this first scrum whether Wales can get the upper hand. They immediately spin it down the backs. Jones involved twice. Iestyn Harris inside to one of the Williams twisters. This one's Shane. Cooper overshot Stephen Jones, and Brent Cockbain was there to make sure that it was tidied up in some sense, but it's been a pretty loose start. Cooper again. Sonny Parker, big, strong midfielder, trying to test out that new midfield of Ireland, of Darcy and O'Driscoll, and again the ball not going to hand. One or two bits that need tidying up early on.
Yeah, just a little bit too slow there, Cooper. There he is.
He's now established as Rob Howley's long-term successor. Gareth Cooper winning his 17th cap today. Recent history certainly favours Ireland. They've won 9 of the last 11 matches between the two. A win today would set a new record against Wales of 5 in a row. But there are plenty around here who have Wales as the favourites. That's how tight this game is. And we all hope that it will be the best of this second weekend of the RBS Six Nations. Scrum resets. Islands is steady. Stringer fires away. Little slip from O'Gara, but he got away with it. Managed to get up to the gain line, but he hung on to the ball, or there were players diving in on top. I think one of them may well have been Donnacha O'Callaghan, and Wales will have the penalty.
Yeah, just lost his footing there, and he did well really to get up and get in front of a few of his forwards, but as you said, Nick, one of the second rows, O'Callaghan just didn't stay on his feet, dived in, give chance to Stephen Jones to knock 3 points over.
Neil Sullivan was saying at the team announcement earlier in the week that he's picked O'Callaghan to have a bit more fizz ahead of O'Kelly. He plays with a certain amount of abandon, just a little too much abandon there, and Stephen Jones will look to make him pay. And again, he deals with this capricious wind. 3 more points from the boot of the Llanelli Scarlets, and Wales have steadied the ship just a little. They pulled it back to 7-3. We've played less than 6 minutes.
Certainly this will be a far more aggressive defensive game that Ireland will have than Scotland did, so they'll have to be careful not to just throw the ball wide. They've got to get over the gain line first, Wales. Ireland will be very aggressive in defence.
It's the Welsh 22. Cooper to Jones. He's been hurried by Simon Easterby, and he got a decent clearing kick away. Stephen Jones played a full part in that dramatic end to the game in Cardiff a year ago. I'll never ever forget that one. His drop seemed to have pulled Wales back into it, and seemed to have broken Irish hearts on their way to what they hope will be the Grand Slam before O'Gara's dramatic injury time riposte. If we have something half as good today, we'll be more than satisfied. Well taken by O'Connell, again in the centre. O'Driscoll and Darcy just getting a bit of a mess, and Wales winning it back. Cooper to Jones. Everyone banked up on this left-hand side. This is Thomas. Staying on his feet. Ripped away by Rhys Williams. And there was no passage back for the ball.
Good play there by O'Callaghan again. He was held up. Got a Thomas. No way that ball was coming back. But that pass by Peter Stringer just shows the strength of this wind, you know. You can't throw those long missed passes today because the wind will get underneath it and just take the ball away from the attacker.
Stay steady and square. Steady and square. Bunning. Okay, okay, it's okay.
That's the restructured front row of Iestyn Thomas, Robin McBryde and Adam Jones, the try scorer in Cardiff a week ago. You can see the pressure, and it's Ireland have been penalised for boring in. Reggie Corrigan is the man who gets rather ruefully to his feet, perhaps not entirely happy with the decision, but Zhouche is in charge.
Well, they'll be very pleased with that. The Welsh front row. Iestyn Thomas was working hard on this side against John Hayes, and Adam Jones won the penalty on the other side. I think the two gentlemen in the studio will know more what's going on there, but you know, they're certainly working hard. The two Welsh props, they know that that battle is crucial.
As is the line-out battle, and Wales did well to rescue that off the tail, and this is Iestyn Harris, who's really bedded in now, hasn't he, at inside centre. Driven forward by Robert Sidoli, another who's been drafted into the squad this week. Jones to Cooper, tries to go around O'Driscoll, knocks the Irish captain over.
I think they've got numbers on the right-hand side here, Wales, if they can get the ball.
Cooper acting, Thomas acting as emergency scrum half, and Jonathan Thomas, who got his head down. And then hung on to the ball too long in the tackle. He's certainly making his intent known, isn't he, Joel Zhouche? He's giving them no time at all.
No, and Simon Easterby, there he is. He's just fantastic in doing that. You know, he gets to the breakdown, stays on his feet, and whether he wins the ball or not, you know, he slows the ball down for the opposition. He's I think Eddie O'Sullivan said that he's a complete back row forward, and he has been immense this season.
O'Gara clears the touch. Let's get a view on what's happening in the front row. We can have a word with Keith Wood in the studio. What are you seeing, Keith?
I think that it's all working on penalties at the present moment in time. The ball is drifting on the breeze, so O'Gara's going to have to move an awful lot closer to Stringer to try and make certain he can get the pass to hand.
Yeah, Keith, do you think sometimes the referee just blows, the next penalty might now go to Ireland because he's not really sure what's going on?
I don't know. I think in the first 10 or 15 minutes of every game, the referee tries to find a balance of where he is, and the guys are able to tune into him, and they know what he's going to penalise for. They're going to try everything in that period of time. I think after a while it settles down.
He's a former scrum half, Joel Juge, so he has a rough idea of what might be going on in the front row. Fabien Gaultier actually took his place at Colomiers, so he wasn't a bad player. He's in charge of this game, and O'Connell was the one who drove with intent. Stringer to O'Gara, back to O'Driscoll, runs straight at Iestyn Harris. You'll note, by the way, that O'Driscoll is wearing 13, but he is playing at inside centre as well. His favourite shirt, 13, but O'Driscoll today at inside centre. Darcy outside wears 12. Here's O'Gara. They've got lots of men over. Big Shane Horgan was one of them, who drives into the heavy red traffic, and that's the Welsh 22. O'Gara, lovely switch back inside to Easterby.
Good tackle, Sidoli, had to be made.
O'Driscoll, chip ahead. Reggie Corrigan is not as swift as that, but this man is, and here's Gareth Thomas, and this is where Wales have been so dangerous over the last couple of months in broken play, counter-attacking. Jones, though, goes for territory. No one near Tyrone Howe really to pressurise him there. Ball went backwards, so Brent Cockbain can trundle forward. Here's Thomas again. Held up just outside their own 10-metre line, Wales. This is Shane Williams. And the big hooker, Robin McBryde, the Llanelli Scarlets, restored to the colours. And McBryde as well, hanging on to the ball. Got to release the ball as soon as you're tackled. He didn't, and the penalty goes to Ireland.
Yeah, McBryde caught on the outside. As Reggie Corrigan, when O'Driscoll chipped through for him, there was Reggie chasing, not much chance of getting him before Gareth Thomas. But this is what he's picked to do. He's great balance, good pace, and he's extremely powerful. He is going to get in front of the forward so they can just hit the rucks and recycle the ball.
Hit upon the idea of having Thomas at full-back in extremis during the World Cup. An injury forced him back in the game against New Zealand after 4 or 5 minutes, and he's grown in that role, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes that way, but also the full-backs. Kevin Morgan is injured, Rhys Williams hasn't been playing well as full-back. Barry Davis maybe has to wait a little bit, and that's why he's there.
Ambitious line-out from Ireland. Went long looking for Foley, and they just got fingertips to it. And now the drive comes on, and it's muscular and quick. Stringer looking for that quick ball, can't find O'Gara, but it's picked up by Darcy. First test start last weekend. Little chip ahead from O'Gara, looking for O'Driscoll. Has he got the pace? And that really was well read by Gareth Thomas. We're going to come all the way back for an earlier infringement, but talking about Gareth Thomas at fullback, he was there at the right time there.
Yeah, again, I used the grubber. That's great play again by Gareth Thomas, very brave. But I think the penalty was given for bringing the maul down. But sometimes this is where I find it difficult. Was that advantage or not? I think they had the opportunity to play it or not. And if that ball had bounced, it could have been a try for O'Driscoll. So sometimes I think, it's very difficult for the referee to judge which is advantage or which isn't. But now it gives Ireland a fantastic position to launch another attack.
I think Gareth Thomas will feel a little hard done to there. He will probably think that his hard work was enough for Wales to win back possession. As it is, they've got a defensive line-out to deal with. And O'Connell, having gathered, will now edge towards the line. That is the try line. And It's O'Connell again, the Munsterman. Stringer to O'Gara. O'Driscoll comes inside, skips inside, heads for the line. Has he got the ball down? The answer is yes, and gloriously Ireland have 2 tries in the opening 15 minutes.
That's why he is the best centre in the world. You know, he means so much to this Irish side. They look lethargic, a bit clueless behind last week. There he comes on the short ball. You know, he's got pace, he's elusive, but he is deceptively strong. You know, he's 5 metres, he's got defenders hanging over him. That was a very good try, but not the strongest defence again from Wales. You just can't give a player of that calibre that amount of space. You've got to try and cut him down as soon as he gets it.
O'Gara adds the extras, and Brian O'Driscoll has his 22nd try in Test match rugby, now 1 behind Dennis Hickey, who is top of the tree.
There's the inside ball. Look, quick feet to get inside Martin Williams. Really should have another member of the pack there filling inside Martin Williams. There wasn't another forward there. He got over the gain line. Just scored another try. You know, you just can't give him that space. You had to go up, organised defence, so if he does step in, you wrap him up.
A quarter of an hour gone in Dublin. It's 14-3. And as the ball goes out to touch, we can get the view from the touchline. Former Irish international skipper Philip Matthews.
But it's the strength of this Irish line. Irish line, they're just going to maul everything. The blueprint really coming from Munster rugby. I was just thinking, Jonathan, if you were in Ronan O'Gara's shoes, you'd prefer to have a good, strong lineup with this win behind you, yeah?
I would certainly like it, yes, and use it. You know, they're using the lineup efficiently, and with the 2 second rowers, they are going to attack the Welsh line out.
It was well taken initially by Brent Cockbain, but Ireland burgle the ball back. Here's O'Driscoll, drop goal. One he will care to forget.
He is human. Again, a good break by O'Gara. He is relishing the possession and the platform that the forwards are putting on for him.
Jones restarts. Darcy held up on midfield. Cleared away by O'Gara. And this is Thomas. And that looked like it went straight into touch. There's some debate going on here.
That's where, you know, sometimes it is difficult for Gareth. He's a natural kicker of a ball, and when he does get into that position, he's got to make a choice of what to do. And as I said, I would just welly the ball upfield and get the chase organised.
Shane Byrne goes long, and you can see perhaps the effect of the wind there as it was drifting away. And here is Harris, Parker. Harris to Jones. This is Jones as well, slightly larger. Adam Jones, the prop. Stephen of the live variety, and he can slip through gaps like that. Terrific break. Gareth Cooper. This is Sidoli, who is no mean runner in the loose. Wales have been hit by that quick double dose in the opening 15 minutes. This is better though. Williams out to Parker. And well, he was running straight into big Shane Horgan. Always a tough ask, but much, much better from Wales.
Yeah, a lot better. But I think the wrong option here. Someone had to go inside. Someone had to look inside. There was no space on that touchline. Ireland defended well, and that says it all, doesn't it? 67% spent in the opponent's half. That's something to do with As Phil Matthews said, the strength of the line out and the strength of this wind.
I was trying to load the front of the line out, and in the end Ireland went to the backs, where it was collected by Simon Easterby. And O'Driscoll really was struggling there as Martin Williams sought to inspect his rib cage, just about got away with it. There's O'Gara again. Won't find touch. This is Shane Williams. 13 tries in 14 tests before today. Rhys Williams is taking his eye off the ball, it seemed, momentarily. And here's the Irish fullback Gervin Dempsey winning his 45th cap today. Plenty of speculation about his place in the team, but he's rock solid at the back. O'Gara to Gleeson, the open side. Just runs around Jonathan Thomas.
Overlap.
Here's O'Gara again. O'Driscoll. Well, Horgan was the intended recipient, but it just came off the backside of old Shane Williams.
There's the kick. Justin Harris does well to get his foot to it.
Winning his 47th cap today, Brian O'Driscoll, and his 10th as skipper.
I think there's Hansen, he'll be a little bit happier. He won't show it though. That is his happy face. So after that poor start, he'll be a little bit happier. Now they've settled down a little bit.
Midway through the first half, Ireland with those 2 tries, leading 14-3. O'Gara, Darcy coming inside. Oh, was he tripped? Martin Williams just stuck out his boot there, and we're playing the advantage. We'll come all the way back.
Yeah, I think coming in from the side, that's what the penalty was for, but I think Martin Williams certainly stuck a leg out here and tripped someone. There he goes. Again, it's the great feat. This time it's Darcy. You know, he steps in, bang. He just done him for just balance there. Martin Williams stuck a leg. That would have been a penalty as well, but the penalty had already been given for coming in the side.
Ronan O'Gara sizing up the challenge.
It'll be interesting to see again what the lads say in studio, but the driving line out is certainly working for the Irish pack, and you know, the Welsh have got to stop it, because any time they go into the 22, potentially that is a try-scoring opportunity for the Irish forwards.
The man who is now second in Ireland's scoring charts bids for 3 more. Not on that occasion. Not on that occasion.
And again, you know, it's very difficult to work out this win, because he kind of slapped that ball. Just went to the right of the post. It's certainly coming towards us.
Jones restarts. Stringer back to Darcy. We'll be heading for the studio to hear from Keith Wood again shortly, but let's see what Darcy can do. Terrific play from Darcy. Men outside. Tyrone Howe slips, tried to get it ball back inside to Darcy, but goodness me, Gordon Darcy offered a threat there, didn't he? Extra playmaker in the back line, that's why he was brought in, and here's Howe.
That's a poor tackle, Rhys Williams. You can't do that international level. Great feed again, just stands the David Jones up. A desperate ankle tap by Martin Williams. Watch this now, as he comes through. This is the missed tackle first of all. And once you get behind the defensive line, you are in big trouble. But watch the ankle tap, there's the good feet. Watch Martin Williams, he'll come in from the left-hand side. What? Bang! Otherwise, it was a 2-on-1 situation. And Darcy could have scored, but that was superb play once again by the Irish centre.
Might be Tyrone Howe who's at the down having some attention, but there was one or two eyebrows raised when Gordon Darcy was named in the side ahead of Kevin Maggs. But
there's the ankle tap, and you know, if he doesn't get, you know, to Tyrone Howe, it's a 2-on-1 on Gareth Thomas. which you think would result in a try. Superb cover play by Martin Williams, and but they do look dangerous. You can't afford to miss one-up tackles. It's as simple as that, international rugby.
Defensive scrum to Wales.
Okay, good.
And it's cleared away by Gareth Cooper. Let's have another word from Woody. What's going on, Keith?
Well, there's a starkly different performance from the Irish forwards compared to last week. They're setting up a platform time after time after time. The driving mauls are causing havoc. And I think the positioning of O'Driscoll in the centre is giving an awful lot more space for Darcy outside.
That's always the case, you know, when you've got someone like O'Driscoll, people are going to watch him. You know, you got one eye on your own player and the other eye on O'Driscoll, which does create space for every other player.
You'll have noted there as well that O'Driscoll's actually standing outside Gordon Darcy at the moment. They are mixing things up. They played down suggestions that they were trying to fight fire with fire today, but they are really taking the game to Wales in the backs and significantly in the pack as well.
Collapsed. 2 minutes more, okay? So you stay on the feet against number 5, okay? No, too early, too late, sorry.
Referee Joel Juge, a few well-chosen words with Robert Sidoli. Eddie O'Sullivan and Declan Kidney watching on. And they'll be happy enough with what they've seen so far in the opening 25 minutes.
Yeah, and that was
with those 2 tries from Shane Byrne and Brian O'Driscoll.
That was a relatively easy 3 points, but just shows how confident they are with the driving line out. They've gone for the line out and hopefully another try. Because they've got to try and stop this at source.
Quickly taken off the top, very neat move involving O'Connell and O'Callaghan and then Easterby just peeling around onto the blind side. Wales alert. Stringer to O'Gara. This is Gordon Darcy. There's Stringer again. And this is O'Connell, who has been everywhere so far. Paul O'Connell, and still he drives on. Stringer. On that occasion, Brian O'Driscoll's fingers let him down.
The Wolves are certainly hanging on, backs against the wall stuff.
Cooper feeds the scrum. To get a bit of ball time themselves, just have a bit of possession, try and do what they've been doing best over the last couple of months, and that's an outstanding kick from Iestyn Harris to clear the lines.
Yeah, that's what they've got to do to get back into the game. The forwards have got to start, you know, getting some possession, and with the possession they've gone wide rather quickly in the phase play, and because, you know, the Irish defence has been very strong and very aggressive, and they haven't got anywhere. I think they've got to attack by carrying the ball and getting over the gain line and sucking defenders in and then releasing the ball. You know, it's not good just giving it wide because the defence is so well organised.
They had a field day, didn't they, against Scotland a week ago, but you're going to need 6-7 phases against a team as well drilled as Ireland. Let's have another look at this line-out, which is definitely tinged with green at the moment, and here's Shane Byrne. Six Nations debut here against Wales 2 years ago. He's done very well to step into the big man's boots, hasn't he? And again, Ireland winning that line. O'Gara back inside to Darcy. Plenty of support to hold him up. And here's Donnacha O'Callaghan, the wild man of Munster. Stringer, O'Gara. Familiar locks of Brian O'Driscoll. And Thomas has no angle to work with here, and even fewer options.
It's okay.
But it's been a defensive effort so far from Wales as we approach the half-hour mark. Nowhere near the effervescence of a week ago. They've not been given the opportunity. Seem to have too many men in the line here. Byrne goes long, and it was stolen. And the referee saw there were too many men in the line-out.
And that's a basic error, isn't it? You know, you've got to be aware and count and number up in the line-out. Again, puts themselves under a little bit of pressure.
So having won the line-out, they've coughed possession back to Ireland. And here's O'Driscoll, who snatches and goes inside, and that's the Welsh 22. O'Connell. Ireland packing that left-hand side. O'Gara to Darcy. And this is Gleeson, who came in on a lovely angle. Stringer again. O'Connell, who is popping up time after time in that channel, driving through the Welsh defence.
I think they've turned him over. Great hit by McBryde. The hooker just lined him up, went for him, ball and all tackle.
It's been charged down though by O'Gara, and O'Gara will score. It's a nightmare start for Wales. Bang on the half hour. They have shipped 3 tries, and the glory of a week ago is evaporating in the cold Dublin air.
Well, very similar to Scotland yesterday. They've turned the ball over. Iestyn Harris takes a little bit too much time. O'Gara charges him down. The ball takes his time, just bounces up. There's a very, very easy try for Ronan O'Gara. Again, Iestyn Harris. Not the first time he's been charged down. Just takes a little bit too much time. Trajectory of the kick is too low. And this is the end result. Simple try for Ronan O'Gara.
Not a bad way to mark his 40th cap, 4 years after his debut against Scotland here. He has a try. Can he add the 2 points? Toughest of angles was the right side, but it won't be 2 points. They will have to content themselves with the 5. 19-3 though to the Irish.
Yeah, look at that. You know, as I said, when you're in that position, you've got to get height on the ball very, very quickly. You're going to be under pressure from the back row, from the half-backs, you know, from the centres. You've just got to get the ball in the air as quickly as you can to get over the charging defender.
Just as they did against Scotland a week ago, Wales have changed the prop after half an hour. Adam Jones has gone. Gavin Jenkins is on.
Yeah, they seem to do that. You know, in the World Cup, they put Jones on, there he is. In half an hour, he was off. So do as much as you can in half an hour. And go and sit on the bench and Gavin Jenkins comes on. Well, he certainly made an impact when he came on against Scotland. They certainly need something now.
Jenkins winning his 18th cap, the 23-year-old. He's not a bad replacement, is he? There are 1 or 2 shrewd judges back home, Jonathan, who think he might be a Lions prospect perhaps in a year or so's time.
Yeah, he's a very good prospect.
There he is at the back of this line-out. But it was intended for Jonathan Thomas, another rising star. Now then, time to reset and begin asking a few questions of your own. Sonny Parker tries to do that. There is Jenkins. Muscular surge. Cooper trying to inject some pace and some urgency. Jones hauled down by Foley. Cooper to Harris. Parker held up. Here's Cooper again. And for a second time, the kick charged down. O'Driscoll hacks forward. Yeah. There was a shove off the ball, was there?
Definitely. There was a little bit of a push. He went the wrong side, no numbers. There's the charge down. And I think he charged that down. There he is, there's the charge down. Little nudge there, penalty for Wales.
I think the reason he's down is because he got the ball in a position which wasn't as painful as it might have been.
No, it was like,
but it was certainly upper groin.
it was like a ball-to-ball situation, wasn't it, really?
Donegal O'Callaghan getting a little gingerly to his feet. He always looks like the kind of guy who you couldn't fail to have a good night out with, Donegal O'Callaghan. Lovely bloke, wild eyes, wild hair, wild personality. And he is somebody who Ireland may well be calling on quite a lot over the next few years. Now then, Wales haven't been here often enough, but they are pressing inside the Irish 22. The line out. Quickly tapped off the top by Sidoli. Can they use the quick ball? This is David Jones, Sonny Parker. And Thomas held up.
Yeah, he had to straighten it up then. They were going across field. Gartos had to straighten it up.
Misses out Rhys Williams, and Gavin Jenkins having to stoop to gather the ball, but most importantly they have hung on to possession. And loading this wide open side, and it's the side they go. Seem to have men out here. They've got lots of men out. David Jones driving that close to the line. Whistle goes, and I think it's gone against Wales for hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, had the opportunity there. There was an overlap.
No.
Decided to hold on to it. Iestyn Harris takes the ball to the line. There's the overlap. You know, it had to go. David Jones made the decision to go for it, and as you can see, he's on the ground. I think it's Darcy O'Driscoll in there.
Number one. Number.
There'll be certainly some talking to do at half-time.
4 green.
While Gordon Darcy gets a bit of treatment, Donegal O'Callaghan is going off, and he's being replaced by Malcolm O'Kelly, who wins his 61st cap and pulls alongside the great Fergus Slattery as Ireland's third most cap player. He'd have wanted to start, but he's on before half-time, and the unfortunate Donegal O'Callaghan has been replaced, but it's not a bad replacement, is it? Malcolm O'Kelly, not used to being invited into the fray off the bench, but there he is. Ireland with that 16-point advantage, 4 minutes away from half-time. Shane Byrne goes immediately for O'Kelly, immediately doing the work in the line-out for him. Good hit. Came away from the ball, but he ran into a brick wall of Robin McBryde. Shane Byrne rolling around in a little bit of pain at the moment. I'm not surprised, because Robin McBryde clattered him.
Well, that's why McBryde is in, you know. He brings a physical element to the Welsh pack. There's 2 big hits.
31st cap today for McBryde, his first 10 years ago. He's been around long enough.
It shows what Wales can do, you know, when they get in the right areas of the field.
This is Jones on the 10-metre line.
It's off, yeah!
Beginning to use Jones a little more now, just trying to puncture some holes, and Jonathan Thomas trying to do exactly the same, the 21-year-old, and ball's still there. Picked up by Cockbain. McBryde, though, was held up as he tried to get the ball away.
First one is weak.
Just a little bit too loose on it, Wales.
Caution all. Engage. Use it.
Scrum really disrupted there, but Wales doing very well, brings the ball away, and Parker flies over halfway. Cooper under pressure, finds David Jones. Cooper to Jones. Runs into a 2-man Irish mugging machine.
They were waiting for him.
Cooper again. This is Harris, and this is Shane Williams, who's been pretty anonymous, hasn't he? All the questions really have been asked by the Irish so far. And the The ball was knocked forward off the hefty shoulder of the hooker, Robin McBryde. Quick word from Sonia McLaughlin down on the touchline.
Callahan has just had iced tape to his right knee. He's got a ligament problem, Nick. Let's hope for him that he's now got a break in the next couple of weeks till they have to play again, to see if he can get that better.
And they've got a fortnight's break, to be precise, before they play England at Twickenham. I wonder if Donica will be there. We will see lots more of him in the future.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Wales have got to be more direct. I think they're going across the field with the passing. They're not getting over the gain line. And the Irish defence, very aggressive, as I've said, and just very comfortable. So they've got to, the forwards have got to carry it, get over the gain line, and then, you know, make a big V in a defensive line for the backs to do something.
Watching the final minute of the first half which has belonged to Ireland. Needed some nifty defending from Rhys Williams to clear the ball away. Rhys and his mates have been in defence much more than they'd have liked to have been in the opening 39 minutes.
And this is another opportunity from the line out. A superb kick by Gara. Had to be played. No angle to kick the ball, get any distance. I know it's a great attacking opportunity once again for the Irish forwards.
Now then, catch and drive maybe.
Definitely, not maybe.
Here we go. They've been splintering the Welsh defence with this kind of move, and he's gone again, Shane Byrne. It's astonishing. He did exactly the same within a minute of the start of the match, and he's done precisely the same within a minute of half-time. 2 tries for Shane Byrne, and listen to this, 4 tries for Ireland, and we've not played 40 minutes.
Well, very loose. Look at that once again. You know, it's Shane Byrne on Gareth Cooper. Just destroyed. There's no defensive organisation whatsoever. The body angle is wrong. It looks as if they've got no idea how to stop this. There they are. Look, you know, they've got the body angle there. They're driving. There's 1 second row out. Martin Williams is out. There's a prop, Iestyn Thomas out. And there he is. Byrne gets up. You never know. The mullet might get back in fashion.
You've been wearing it for the last 10 minutes.
No, it's gone long time.
Not successful with the conversion, but that will do for the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's just what it did need, wasn't it?
Half-time then, 4 tries, and who would have thought that at the start of this game? Shane Byrne with a brace, Brian O'Driscoll and Ronan O'Gara sandwiched in between, but goodness me, it's been tasty for Ireland, not great for Wales, and at half-time, Ireland lead by 24 points to 3.
If ever the first score in the second half was crucial, it's now. Let's go to Jonathan Davis and Nick Mullins.
I think, John, the reason Wales came out early is because they wanted to play with some ball, because they haven't had much in the first half, so hopefully things will improve for us in the second.
Well, they've not beaten Ireland for 4 years, and they're going to have to do something pretty special, almost all black-like in that World Cup game a couple of months ago, where they came back from 28-10 down to almost snatch it. But they've got the win now, having decided to play against it in the first half. I wonder if they regret it. 21 points the difference, and they've got 40 minutes to try and rectify the situation. And David Jones immediately takes play beyond the 10-metre line. Cooper swiftly out to Iestyn Harris, to Stephen Jones. There's Rhys Williams outside, who takes on the traffic and recycles the ball.
Today's ref
trying to get a few patterns going, hang on to the ball just a little longer if they can. This is the replacement, Gethin Jenkins, on after half an hour for the prop Adam Jones. Robin McBryde needs interchange with Stephen Jones, and they were hanging on to the ball, and the referee Joel Jouche very, very quick to penalise Jones.
Yeah, again, isolated. The Irish boys on their feet, hands on the ball. They've got to leave it go. You know, one thing, sometimes you feel hard done by, but yeah, he has been very, very consistent. I think that, you know, that's all, as a player, that's all you want, really.
Of the foot soldiers, having led the side in Paris a week ago. And the two-man hero Byrne throws in and finds the replacement Malcolm O'Kelly, 61st cap today, pulling alongside Fergus Slattery. And it's Simon Easterby, who plays his rugby in Llanelli, has a place in Cardiff Bay, taking on Wales. Here's O'Driscoll. Just a little drop of the shoulders, just trying to put Martin Williams off his stride on that occasion. Williams did well, and Wales have burgled back the ball, and here is Rhys Williams. Rhys lightning a week ago, a bit more subdued today so far. Now then, Gervin Dempsey, the Leinster man, has lost the ball in possession. Ball knocked forward. The advantage is already over.
This could be a scrum back for Ireland.
And they go all the way back, and I just wonder whether Joel Juge was a little hasty there.
Well, this is good play again. You know, he's gone for the Irish knock-on. And so there was no advantage. But again, you know, as I said in the first half, I think that Wales had the opportunity to, you know, make advantage from that.
You'd have actually heard Joel Juge saying, "I'm sorry, it was a mistake of mine." He's been big enough to stand up and say, "We'll come all the way back for the initial Irish knock-on from Gervin Dempsey's mistake." And Wales have the scrum midway between the 10-metre and the halfway. And they'll have to reset.
I think Wales don't look as confident this week is because the Irish defence have been so aggressive.
It's together. It's together. The last time. Come on here. Here.
He's going to have a word with Reggie Corrigan and Gethin Jones. That's where Juge feels there's a problem. Ireland really getting the shove on, and Gareth Cooper gets the ball under lots of pressure. Here's Shane Williams now then. As well swept up by Simon Easterby, aware of the danger. Stringer to O'Gara. O'Driscoll again. No way through on that occasion. Horgan runs into Jenkins. This is Foley. The ball went forward.
Yes, good
Rare mistake. And Wales will have the scrum. They've trained well this week, Wales. They, as we look at the forward pass again, they trained with a smile on their faces. They were certainly having fun. There was certainly no lack of confidence in the build-up, but completely punctured by Ireland in that opening 40 minutes. Already played 5 minutes of this second half, and still they trail by those 21 points and a scrum under pressure. But Wales have possession with Harris. Here's Thomas, 74th cap today, still searching for the one try which will equal Ian Evans' Welsh record. Dempsey, just outside the 22 when he caught it, so Dempsey does well there and finds O'Kelly. Stringer to O'Gara, back inside to Darcy. Big red Welsh wall. O'Gara, O'Driscoll breaks through. The tackle was half made by Davith Jones. O'Driscoll slipped away. And here goes O'Gara again to Easterby. O'Gara, swift hands to Darcy. Saw the gap and Williams needed to be alert. Patient stuff from Ireland until Stringer, a very fine touch. He very, very nearly did, but Shane Williams can get those wonderful silver-booted feet motoring, and then he came up against Keith Gleeson, who said enough and no further.
Yeah, I think he went down a one-way there. Absolutely smashed by Gleeson. A good play. Another change by Wales as well. There's a lovely step. Bang once again, comes off the left foot. John Hayes, but then Gleeson, you watch him, he's lining him up. Seen him come off. Boom, just nails him.
There's a lovely look on Shane Williams' face there, wasn't there, when he suddenly realised he was heading for a wall.
Well, the Irish scrum has gone up a couple of notches in the second half.
Driving over the ball. O'Gara to O'Driscoll. He's through. He's got Horgan outside. Gleeson was there if Horgan could have released. Still they go though. O'Driscoll 6 metres short. Playing the advantage. Will come back for the penalty. It's too messy. But the drive came from the scrum, and O'Driscoll on the front foot. Still he goes, O'Driscoll for the line, takes it to himself. Stringer to O'Gara, back inside. That's the try line. O'Connell has possession. Stringer goes to Foley. They have another try. They have their 5th. And surely now Wales are done for.
Well, the forwards have just stepped up to the mark and smashed Wales. They haven't been in the game. You can have the best backs in the world, but without the ball, no good. Foley, the inside ball, the Munster tactic. Watch this. Thank you very much. Inside ball. But the damage was done from the scrum earlier on. There's the inside ball once again. Easy try for Foley.
Second try in the RBS Six Nations this season for Anthony Foley. A try last week in Paris, a try today in Dublin. Not a bad way to mark his 49th cap. That was a terrible kick from Ronan O'Gara. Against the wind, but here's the try.
Look at the break. Martin Williams comes in and he's got to get over a couple of yards further. Great play by Gareth Thomas, but that's when the damage was done. They got behind. The penalty was awarded by Martin Williams. There's the penalty on O'Driscoll. Well, you know, that was from first phase. Martin Williams just a bit too slow, and the pace of O'Driscoll got behind him.
50 minutes gone, 29-3. And I doubt anyone would have imagined this score before we kicked off. We were anticipating one of the more closely fought matches of the championship, but Wales have been filleted, and they brought on Michael Owen, the Celtic warrior, for Robert Sidoli, his provincial teammate. And this is Iestyn Harris back inside to Thomas.
Again, now O'Driscoll. Just watch O'Driscoll. He's on his feet, gets in there. Penalty's gone for Ireland.
If you win this immediately, you lose. Sorry, Steph.
The guys were talking in the studio before the game about his contract being up at the end of the season. I wonder if he'll be hearing Irish voices or foreign voices next season. The money will be on offer. He's been linked with Leicester. He's been linked with all the top clubs. And it's no real surprise. O'Gara failing to find touch from the penalty there.
He could go anywhere in the world. Anybody wanted to.
And Wales have an opportunity here. O'Gara with the penalty should have found touch, he didn't. And now Wales will have the line out from the far side. Secure. They lost just 2 throws during the World Cup. haven't lost one there either. Foley, the try scorer. On they go. That's the 10-metre line. Stringer to O'Gara, back inside to O'Driscoll.
Heads off, heads off, heads off, heads off.
Sizing up the options at the end of the season. And again, there were hands on the floor. And Joel Juge is giving them absolutely nothing at the moment.
I said hands off. I said hands off.
Well, their second half possession, and even against the wind, you know, Ireland have dominated possession, but Wales have been in the Irish half a little bit more, so they're not doing much against this Irish pack. And there's Todd Blackadder.
Enjoying doubtless what Ireland are doing against Wales, where Scotland couldn't. Gleeson to O'Driscoll for the corner, and will he score? Of course he will. He's Brian O'Driscoll. It's a sick try. It's a rout already, and we've got over 25 minutes still to go. Ireland are flying.
Well, Wales have come out with the wind at their backs, but watch this. This is poor defence. Again, Martin, the gap between Martin Williams and Stephen Jones, and he's just a great finisher. Good support play. Gareth Thomas is quick, very strong, but the fend is good. Gets there quite easy. But the gap between Stephen Jones and Martin Williams today has been broken through a couple of times.
Plenty of height, and we know it went between the posts because the touch judges told us. It's 36-3, and O'Driscoll has joined Dennis Hickey at the top of the try-scoring tree, his 23rd in Test matches, and that close to the line, he tends not to waste the opportunity. "55 minutes gone, 33 points the difference. Ireland have scored half a dozen tries." Just one or two doubts, I think, about maybe the hamstring of O'Driscoll after that try. Keep a close eye on him. This is Gervin Dempsey. Foley, who is breathing fire at the moment. Stringer, not his best, hoovered up by O'Kelly. Here goes O'Driscoll. This is Tyrone Howe, tackled by Rhys Williams. And there's a foot in touch. Wales preparing to make a change. Tom Shanklin is warming himself up downstairs, and Sonny Parker, I think, is the man who's going to make his exit. There's Tom Shanklin, played a full part in the championship last season, about to win his 18th cap, the man who plays for the Cardiff Blues. Parker comes off. Just, is he holding his left arm a little
I think he's holding his left arm, yes.
Wales have a fortnight before the French come to Paris. So Shanklin on for Parker, and it's just a straight swap. Shanklin going to outside centre. And McBryde has the line out for Wales. At the moment they're just bossing everything. This is Tyrone Howe over the 10-metre line. Stringer, nippy scrum half, and this is Darcy. Every time he gets the ball, he makes at least a half break, and here's Gleeson up to halfway.
got numbers on the left-hand side.
Driven on by O'Connell. Here goes Darcy again. Let's see what he can do. Well, he just stood up Shanklin and away he goes. This would be some try from Darcy. Too many red shirts in the end, but there was the little pause and then he went and Shanklin was kebabbed, and here goes O'Gara. Held up by two Welsh defenders. Ireland searching for a 7th try.
The Welsh defence is non-existent at the moment. They're getting breached.
That was not forward. The most sympathetic of passes for Shane Horgan. Some big characters to stand up and try and pull this together. Alan Phillips, the manager on the left-hand side, will be aware of that. Hanson confirming this week that he is leaving at the end of the season, and he's joining up with Graham Henry again with the All Blacks at the end of the Six Nations. Concern continues about the fitness of Brian O'Driscoll.
But, you know, a lot of questions were asked why Darcy was playing in the centre and Horgan on the wing, because for Leinster they play in different roles. You know, Darcy is on the wing and Horgan's in the centre, but just shows what this guy can do.
This is Darcy, and this doesn't look good either, does it?
It's so quick, broken running. He's been devastating today.
Well, they've got Kevin Maggs on the bench, and Maggs is going to have to come on, and that's a real shame for Ireland, because Darcy's been an absolute catalyst today, and here is Kevin Maggs.
Well, one thing you know what's going to happen now is Maggs is going to be going straight down the middle.
And he wins his 60th cap, Kevin Maggs. He would have been shocked to have been dropped to the bench, but he's got the final quarter of the match to make his own little statement. Driscoll and Maggs have split either side of this scrum. They're in defensive mode at the moment, and they're going to come all the way back because the two front rows collapsed. I was just thinking that the Leinster coach Gleeson might be watching this with some interest, because, as you pointed out, they're not playing in the positions they play down the road for Leinster at Donnybrook. Driscoll and Darcy are a long way away from each other in the back line. Horgan plays in the centre, and maybe Eddie O'Sullivan has hit upon something that maybe Gleeson can use to his advantage. But again, it's the pack that is causing disruption at the moment. Although on that occasion, Wales get the penalty. We'll go down to the touchline very shortly. So Stephen Jones fires into touch, just misses the familiar figure of Phil Matthews, and let's hear what he has to say. Phil.
Well, just wondering, Jonathan, what would you have done in this situation? I mean, the strength of this Irish performance has really been based on the line out and the maul, but do you think Wales are wise playing into the wind in the first half?
On the evidence this afternoon, no. I just, you know, coming here today, I thought if the front five would compete with Ireland, you know, we'd be in with a chance. But it just hasn't happened. They've blown the Welsh pack away. You know, the driving line-outs. You know, they've starved the Welsh pack of possession. They haven't carried the ball over the gain line or made dents into the Irish defensive line. So they've struggled. And look at that, second half possession into the wind. 75% for the Irish and 25 for Wales, and they haven't done much with that 25.
Stephen Jones clears the touch from the penalty. And Wales haven't had many opportunities to launch attacks of their own, even with the wind in this second half. And it's as much now about rebuilding a bit of confidence before the visit of the French in a fortnight.
Yeah, and you know, it's just everything's gone really. Defence has gone as well. The
line out under pressure as well. The ball was knocked on by an Irish hand. Wales will have the consolation of the scrum.
Now there's an opportunity.
What could do with one of those?
And that's Mr. Darcy. Trying to keep warm.
Scrum then to Wales. And to withstand the pressure from the front rows, Tom Shanklin. This is Stephen Jones. Iestyn Harris. And Shane Williams outside, decided to go to ground. Here is Williams though. And this is Gareth Thomas, half saw the gap. 10 metres short, centre field. All lining up to the left. Here's Shane Williams again. The ball was bouncing in front of Gareth Cooper. But Ireland were stopping the ball coming back on the red side. And Wales will have the penalty. Interestingly, they're going for the scrum.
Yeah. Well, his point is going for goal. So tie the forwards up and try to attack from first phase.
An hour gone. We've had 6 tries. And who would have thought all of them would have been scored by Ireland? Against the game's great entertainers up to this point, Wales. And they've had a dose of their own medicine today.
Okay, it's okay. No, stay like this. Russian one. English.
Steady platform at the scrum. Try and keep it straight. And now launch these backs. Launch the firecrackers if they can. But Tom Shanklin was absolutely castled by Kevin Maggs. Still, though, Wales have possession. David Jones. He's asking an awful lot of Jonathan Thomas. Recycled by Gethin Jenkins. And this is Stephen Jones. Harris. Out to Martin Williams. And the try is scored by Tom Shanklin.
There's a great ball here by Martin Williams. An absolute fantastic one-handed pass round the corner to Tom Shanklin. Here's the pass. Holds the defence up. Yes, and takes it in. And there's Martin Williams. Goes in. Great pass. Let's see if it's forward. Well, it's a lovely pass. Good skills, good finish, but too late.
It might have been an inch or two forward, but at this stage of the game, I don't think anyone will be begrudging them too much. It's a shame that it's taken them 65 minutes to put together a move like that. They can't add the 2 points. It remains at 34 points to 8, but a tantalising glimpse of what might have been possible.
Yeah, but you know, in international rugby, it's the forwards that win you matches, and the Irish pack has been absolutely fantastic today.
Shanklin's 4th try in his 18th test. Restart, rebounded back into the grateful arms of Michael Owen.
Okay, don't break.
Harris to Rhys Williams. There's his partner in crime, Shane, outside, and the two of them now are bearing down on Dempsey, who did very well under enormous pressure there from the Williams twisters. And he came away with it. Is there a hint of a knock-on, though? Are they going to come back? Let's have a look at this.
There's Dempsey. Good take, but knocks it on then.
Ireland making a replacement. And has he had a better day in an Ireland shirt? Shane Byrne. Six Nations debut here against Wales a couple of years ago. 2 tries against Wales today.
He's had a big game.
And he's replaced by Frankie Sheahan, who will win his 16th cap in the middle of that front row. 36-8, just over 15 minutes to go.
Yes, you will.
Gethin Jenkins, who's been pulled up for releasing his bind in the scrum. That's the reason for the penalty.
I think, yeah, wheeling the man, so he said, just to get the scrum to turn so the back row could attack the left-hand side.
And cleared to touch by O'Gara.
And It'll be interesting to see what the penalty count is, really, because I think Wales have been slaughtered, haven't they, with penalties.
Okay, stay here. Stay here, 6.
Just over 15 minutes to go. Both have lost just the one line out, which is not bad going on a day like today when the wind is swirling around. Ireland winning that one as well. Easterby rising highest. There's O'Gara back inside to Mags. Strength of the improving depth in Irish rugby as well, that Mags can come on. However, on that occasion he was pinged for hanging on to the ball too long. And Cooper adds a bit of bite to this attack. This is Cockbain, held up by Easterby. Williams. Jones. Slight hesitation before deciding to pick out Shane Williams on the wide open. Had David Jones even further out. But they're inside the Irish 22. Some defiance from Wales. A chip over from Cooper. Needs the bounce. Didn't get it. And Dempsey will secure for the Greens. O'Gara. Ambition from behind his own line. Ronan O'Gara. Now the support needs to be there. It was with O'Kelly. Brian O'Driscoll, just a little test of that muscle there, and he seemed to wince away as the kick came back. They've got 2 weeks to get themselves sorted out for the trip to Twickenham. We're hearing, by the way, that Gordon Darcy has just pulled a muscle in his back. It's nothing too serious, and he ought to be fit for the trip to London in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, Green, stay here.
11 penalties conceded by Wales.
And snaffled by Brent Cockbain.
Far too many.
This is Robin McBryde. Over his back strain. There's Cooper. Jones. Harris. Shanklin again outside. Williams was waiting for the pass that never came, but they're up to the Irish 22. It's loose, it's kicked ahead by Harris. Ireland need to be smart here, and well, Dempsey was aware of the danger. And there's Dempsey. We'll have noted Jordan Murphy's return with some interest. And Wales making a change. Iestyn Harris is coming off and Kerry Sweeney's going on. How will that affect the backline realignment, do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, nothing's happened today. The charge done by Iestyn.
Sweeney, the fly half of the Celtic Warriors, but he's moved outside Stephen Jones, and the little dart from Gareth Cooper meantime, and he just seemed to half lose control of the ball there. If he'd have had it fully in control, maybe he could have shifted it wide to Rhys Williams. Still, though, Wales have possession. They've got one try. Misses Jones and knocked on by McBryde, and they might get a second try, but they won't get it from this opportunity. O'Gara to Horgan, who really had to stretch O'Driscoll. Stringer waits, finds O'Gara, who against the wind doesn't find touch, but we're going to come all the way back for a Wales knock-on. So let's nip up to the studio. Let's hear from Keith Wood again.
Well, with the 28-point lead, Ireland seem to be absolutely content to have a cut at everything. Wales are going to try, and they have to score. They have to score quickly. They have to try everything. They're going to make mistakes, and Ireland seem content to have a go at them in return. I could see Ireland building up, maybe getting as close as 50.
We shall see. A little over 10 minutes to go. A change in the back row that you might have noticed as well. Alex Popham is on. He's number 19. He was the guy making the tackle there. And he's come on for Jonathan Thomas. O'Driscoll, wrapped up by Kerry Sweeney. It's just gone off the boil a little bit, which is no real surprise because it's been a match that's been played at a fair old pace. O'Driscoll, having just come back from the injury, is feeling it as much as anyone.
Well, the thing is, you know, he's been out for a while, and well, how fit you are, you've got to get used to the contact and the match fitness. So he's done extremely well.
Here's Jones to Tom Shanklin, the try scorer, breaks the tackle into the 22, and this has been a sustained period of Welsh pressure as we've had all match into the final 10 minutes. And a penalty to Wales, taken quickly by Cooper to Williams, options outside, cuts back inside. Cooper to Jones, lovely ball to Cockbain, can he get it down? No, he's held up, I think, by John Hayes fundamentally.
Should have scored there, 3-on-2.
Here goes Thomas.
Superb tackle, Johnny Hayes.
They're pressing, they are pressing. Owen, still going. Now they're up to the line. A little twist and a turn.
I think that was Sweeney short.
They are that close. The ball was knocked out of his hands, and we'll have another penalty. Really should have scored. They may still score from this. Still they go. A real test of Ireland's defence now, and their resolve. Cooper to Jones. Rhys Williams was offering himself. Jones tried the dummy. There were green shirts waiting. Here goes Martin Williams, and he immediately is driven back by Paul O'Connell. A storming game, O'Connell. Rhys Williams. Thomas. Out to David Jones. Replacement again, Tom Shanklin, held up this time by Gervin Dempsey. Shane Williams at scrum half to Cooper. Jones again, but there is just no way through at the moment. Grab of Jones to Thomas. Still seeking the try that would pull him alongside Ian Evans. Rubber kick. Didn't come off. Still Wales plug away. And still Ireland remain firm. This is David Jones.
If anything, they're going back, and the defence is just very aggressive, giving another penalty away.
Corrigan not rolling away from the ball.
Next time, it will be a yellow card. Okay? Stop.
Going for the line-out. First things first, Robin McBryde needs to find his man, and he has done with impressive accuracy so far, and he goes long, and David Jones did well just to hang on to it, and Iestyn Thomas powered down towards the line, but Ireland's defence was there quickly. Cooper to Jones. This is Kerry Sweeney. Back inside to Thomas. Oh, how he would love a try now. Cooper. Williams snakes under the tackle. There was just a hint there that Ireland might have snaffled the intercept, but again, as Cooper tried to bring the ball away, an Irish hand prevented the release. And the penalty has gone against the Irish player. Joel Juche just having a word with Andy Turner, the touch judge.
I think he could be going here. I think Dempsey. I thought the ball was out.
Well, that was the debate between the officials, and he has gone.
Yeah, well, I thought that the ball was out there, and I'm sure that the touch judge,
Andy Turner, South African.
I think he said that the ball was out, so there was a lack of communication then between the officials. If the ball was out, he shouldn't be in the bin.
However, for the last 5 minutes, Wales will be playing with a one-man advantage. And there's some shifting to do in the Ireland defence. Somebody has to move into the fullback position. Can Wales make the one-man play? Neatly done by David Jones at the base of the scrum. This is Tom Shanklin, breaks through. Shanklin goes, second try for Shanklin, and you can't say it wasn't coming. It's just come much, much too late for Wales. 2 or 3 minutes of sustained pressure and a bit to work on.
Yeah, a couple of dummy runners. There's the first, the second one, and Kevin Maggs just overread the situation. Number 22 overread it. Shanklin comes on his inside shoulder and just scores near the post.
Jones adds the 2 points. And with 5 minutes to go, thanks to Tom Shanklin's second try, it's 36-15.
There you go, there's the finish. I think Kevin Maggs thought that there was another dummy runner coming in, overread the situation, and Shanklin just got on the inside of his left shoulder and scored near the post.
O'Gara restarts, taken in by Brent Cockbain, whose brother has twice now played in the World Cup final for Australia. Slightly happy with life. They have had the wind in the second half, but much more importantly, they've just held on to possession a bit better and scored those 2 tries as well.
I don't think so. They won't be happy with life because they've got flogged today.
And the 2 bricks to build on, though, that weren't there at the end of the first half. Cooper finds Sweeney back inside to the guy who scored the 2 tries, Tom Shanklin, and they're up to halfway. Ireland, remember, down to 14, and let's use this opportunity, Jonathan, to find out who the RBS man of the match is.
Well, the RBS man of the match is Byrne, the hooker. He's off the field, but there he is, Shane Byrne, RBS man of the match. You know, he's scored 2 tries. He was a big part in the total domination of the Irish pack, which really won the game for Ireland in the first half. And I just, you know, the lineup has been good. They've really picked the tempo up from the game in Paris, so deservedly my man of the match.
Ireland have made a couple of changes. Guy Easterby, you can see their number 20, the Rotherham scrum half, is on for Peter Stringer. And David Humphreys comes on for Brian O'Driscoll, another man who has 2 tries today. And David Humphreys, just like Malcolm O'Kelly, with his 61st cap, pulls alongside Fergus Slattery. And Brian O'Driscoll can reflect on a very, very satisfying afternoon's work. O'Gara finds Maggs, and he does what he does best, which is ask tough questions of midfield defences. This is O'Connell. He might have been far away in the man of the match stakes.
No, you know, it could have been anyone of the forwards. I think they've been immense. O'Gara's played well, O'Driscoll's played well. I think because of the 2 tries, and we've got 2 hookers in studio anyway.
And a chip ahead from Jones. Can Tom Shanklin get a hat-trick? David Humphreys is keen to make sure he can't. Linking up with his fellow Ulsterman Tyrone Howe. And there's David Humphreys, Ireland's most capped fly half.
1 green, 1 green.
Cap number 61 today. Simon Best and Victor Costello left and right. Best 17, Costello 19. And that's Reggie Corrigan, the wife of the brow. His day's work done, as is Anthony Foley, who exits stage left. Now then, Wales looking for a 3rd try. Kerry Sweeney in a handy position centre field. got men over if they can use them. Topham puts his head down. Ireland's defence is now organised on that left-hand side. This is David Jones. Stephen Jones. Thomas. Shanklin. It would be a hard-earned hat-trick for Tom Shanklin. Martin Williams. Oh. Well, Michael Owen.
That could be it. That's it.
We're into time added on at the end of the game. The clock has been stopping when we've had injuries. We're playing the World Cup system. And that will do the final act of the match, which in large parts has belonged to Ireland, and a game that we were hoping might provide one of the best adverts for the championship so far was really over by half-time. Ireland with those 4 first-half tries, O'Driscoll with one of them, Shane Byrne with a couple, Gordon